रामानुज गुरोः पुत्रं वात्सल्यादिगुणार्णवम् नारायण गुरुं वन्दे नारायण गुरुं वन्दे द्राविडां नायदेशिकं नारायण गुरुं वन्दे द्राविडां नायदेशिकम् श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं धीभक्त्यादिगुणार्णवम् श्रीशैलेशदयापात्रं धीभक्त्यादिगुणार्णवम् यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्य दामातरं मुनिम् यतीन्द्रप्रवणं वन्दे रम्य दामातरं मुनिम् रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम् पदाम्बुज
What happened?
No.
अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणौ प्रपद्ये अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणौ
Sampath, you are not presenting now.
Hmm?
You are not presenting. The song is display has stopped. You have stopped sharing it.
I am not able to hear completely.
You are not presenting now. Now it is.
भक्तांग्रिरेणु भक्तांग्रिरेणु परकालयतीन्द्रमिश्रा श्रीमत्परङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम् भक्तामृतं विश्वजनानुमोदनम् सर्वार्थदं श्रीषट्कोपवाङ्मयम् सहस्रशाकोपनिषत्समागमम् सहस्रशाकोपनिषत्समागमम् नमाम्यहं द्राविडवेदसागरम् अहं नमामि द्राविडवेदसागरम् नमामि
Yeah, can start.
कृतगिरिञ्चादि निरङ्कुशविभूतयः भावोजपदाम्भोज समाश्रयणशालिनः कृतविरिञ्चादि निरङ्कुशविभूतयः रामानुजपदाम्भोज समाश्रयणशालिनः. We are happy to welcome you all for the study session, the Adhyayana Goshti on Bhagavad rAmAnuja's Gita Bhashya. We are very fortunate to have Sri Narasimhan as our resource person. We heartily welcome him also. I may be allowed to say a few words about Sri Tirunarayana Trust. Sri Tirunarayana Trust was founded in memory of Professor V.T. Tirunarayana Iyengar, a renowned professor of Sanskrit at the University of Mysore. VTT, as he was popularly known in the academic circles, or VT Swamy, as he was reverentially known in the spiritual and cultural circles, was an acclaimed scholar who obeyed Vedantas as well as the Western philosophical thought. He had complete command over several languages, including Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and English. He lived a simple life, practicing lofty ideals as exemplified with the philosophies that he taught. He was a gem of the Tiruvayamozhi Acharya Purusha Parampara, having learned the scriptures from his Acharya and father, Vedantacharya, rAmAnuja Swami. In memory of such a spiritual and scholarly Acharya, Sri Tirunarayana Trust was founded with four primary objectives: to encourage scholarly enterprise in the study of Sanskrit and Vishishtadvaita, to help preserve ancient scriptures and make them available in current technology media, to promote harmony among multicultural practices and beliefs, and to promote traditional and classical music, dance, and art forms. You may please visit our website www.tirunarayana.in to know more about it. Now, I would like to introduce our resource person, Sri Narasimhan. Sri Narasimhan is a software project management consultant by profession. He has studied in a traditional manner SriBhashya, Vedanta Deepa, Vedartha Sangraha, Adhikarana Saravali, Srimad Rahasyatrayasara, Bhagavadvishaya, and other important works under his revered father, Vedanta Vidwan, Dr. N.S. Anantha Rangacharya. He has also learned the Krishna Yajurveda. He has obtained PGDIM from the Indian Institute of Science after completing BE from the Bangalore University. He has completed MA Sanskrit, Vishishtacharya, that is equivalent to MPhil, and Vidvan Madhyama in Vishishtadvaita Vedanta. He is currently studying for his PhD, known as Vidya Varudi of Sanskrit University, Karnataka. Sri Narasimhan has also authored 4 books in Kannada, and he gives discourses on Vedanta and related subjects. With these words, I would like to thank all of you for participating in this Adhyayana Goshti. I now request Sri Narasimhan to commence Gita Bhashya Adhyayana. Thank you.
श्रीनिवासेति श्रेष्ठदया पात्रं गुणान्वितः कौशिकोऽनन्तरङ्गार्यश्चिरं विजेतां भुवि न्यस्तात्मीयफलं वरप्रदगुरौ वैराग्यभाग्यो रघौ वेदान्तामृतसारवन्तमनघात् श्रीनिवासात् गुरोः श्रीशैलान्वयकौस्तुभस्य तनयं श्रेयोनिधे श्रीनिधेः वन्दे साधुकटाक्षकेलिनिलयं श्रीकृष्णसद्देशिकं श्रीनारायणयोगीन्द्रवरदारिकृपाश्रयं रङ्गेशपादविनतं श्रीनिवासमुनिं भजे. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. At the outset, I would like to offer my pranamams to all the Bhagavatas in this satsanga, in this Goshti, and I would like to thank Sri Sampath Kumaran and Srimati Sheila Belur of Sri Tirunarayana Trust for having organized such a wonderful divine Kainkarya and making us a part of such a divine Kainkarya. It is only in the fitness of things that Sri Sampath Kumaran has started the trust in the name of his revered father, Sri V.T. Tirunarayana Iyengar, a great exponent of Vishishtadvaita Vedanta and a great Bhakta, and doing a lot of good Kainkaryams as a part of the trust. And it is the right forum for starting this study circle on Sri Gita Bhashya of rAmAnuja. In the beginning, as per the Sampradaya, I would like to recite the Dhyana Shlokas in the very first class. Since there are quite a few Dhyana Shlokas, in the next class onwards, we will recite the first and the last Shlokas. In the very first class, I will just quickly recite the Dhyana Shlokas, which will put us in the right frame of mind to start this satsanga. Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Vyasam Vasishthanaptaram Shaktev Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukadatam Taponidhim Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha Avikaraya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane Tadaikaruparupaya Vishnave Sarvajishnave Samyanyaya Kalape Namahata Bharatena Cha Upabrahmita Vedaya Namo Vyasaya Vishnave Munim Snigdam Budabhasam Vedavyasam Akalmasham Vedavyasam Saraswatya Avasam Vyasam Navamyaham Achaturvaduno Brahmadvibahuraparo Harihi Apalalochana Shambhuhu Bhagavan Badarayana Krishnam Kamalapatraksham Punyashravana Kirtanam Vasudevam Jagadyonim Nominarayanam Harim Krishnaya Yadavendraya Jnanamudraya Yogine Nathaya Rukmaneshaya Namo Vedanta Vedine Tarathyam Arjunasya Jo Kurvan Gita Amritam Dadu Lokatrayo Pakaraya Tasmai Krishnatmane Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopalandanaha Partho Vatsaha Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Amritam Mahat Malanirmochanam Pumsam Jalasnanam Dine Dine Sakrit Gitam Vasisnanam Samsara Malamochanam Gita Sugita Gattavya Kimanyai Shastra Vistaraihi Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinisrata Sarvashastramayi Gita Sarvadevamayo Harihi Sarvatirthamayi Ganga Sarvadharmamayo Manuhu Yasmin Prasada Sumukhe Kvayo Pitete Shastranyasha Surihayan Mahimashrayani Krishnena Dena Yadiha Swayameva Gitam Shastrasya Tasya Sarsham Kimihasti Shastram Bhishmadrona Tada Jayadratha Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavati Kripena Vahini Karnena Vela Kula Ashwathama Vikarana Ghoramakara Duryodhanavartini Totirna Khalu Pandavaihi Ranadi Kaivartake Keshave Namostu Devyasa Vishala Buddhe Kularavinda Tapatra Netra Yenatvaya Bharata Tailapurnaha Prajwalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Totra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Amtaduhe Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsajanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Paracharya Vachasarojam Amalam Gitartha Gandhotvatam Nanakshyanaka Kesaram Harikatha Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shatpadairaharaha Pepiyamanam Muda Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalivala Pradhamsina Shreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatrapatamaham Vande Paramanandamadhavam यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। Friends, in the very beginning, I would like to give a very brief introduction to this Shastra. In any Siddhanta, as we know, there are Prasthanatraya Granthas which are prescribed to be studied by everyone to understand the details or the various aspects of a Siddhanta. They are the Shruti Prasthana, Smriti Prasthana, and the Sutra Prasthana. Shruti Prasthana is Vedas and Upanishads and all that. In our Siddhanta, the Veda consisting of Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad, all are forming one single Shastra. Aika Shastriya is what is Bhagavad rAmAnuja has established. And Smriti Prasthana is Bhagavad Gita primarily. There are 14 Vidyasthanas which are prescribed. Angani Vedaha Chatvaraha Mimamsa Nyaya Vistaraha Puranam Dharmashastrancha Vidyakhyetaha Chaturdasha is told. In this, Puranam includes all the Smriti, Itihasa, Purana, everything. And Bhagavad Gita, which is the prime part of Mahabharata, comes under that Vidya, in the Chaturdasha Vidyasthana. And Smriti Prasthana, primarily Bhagavad Gita is prescribed, and all the Darshana Sthapanacharyas have written commentaries for all these three Prasthanatraya Granthas. The third Prasthana is Sutra Prasthana, which is the Brahma Sutras or Shariraka Sutras, which are written by Bhagavad Badarayana, who is Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, who is also the author of Mahabharata. Bhagavad rAmAnuja has given us with great compassion detailed commentaries for all the three Prasthana Granthas. For the Vedas and Upanishads, Bhagavad rAmAnuja has given us, blessed us with vedartha Sangraha. As the name indicates, it is vedartha and not vedantartha, which means in rAmAnuja's view, Veda is one single unit consisting of everything. And in Vedartha Sangraha, Bhagavad rAmAnuja has established all the aspects of the Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta, and it is the first work of Bhagavad rAmAnuja. It was given as a series of lectures in front of Sri Srinivasa in Tirumala for 7 days. That's what the Bhashyakara Sri Sudarshana Suri quotes. And in the Smriti Prasthana, Bhagavad rAmAnuja has blessed us with Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, and in the Sutra Prasthana, for which Bhagavad rAmAnuja has given great importance, he has blessed us with 3 commentaries. Vedanta Sara, which is a very concise commentary, giving only the Siddhanta for each sutra. Vedanta Deepa, which is little more elaborate, giving the Purvapaksha and Siddhanta. SriBhashya, which is in great detail, even examining all the other Pakshas and other Matas, other Darshanas in detail. So there are 3 commentaries. And all these commentaries of Bhagavad rAmAnuja are very deep, even though SriBhashya is a very detailed exposition of the Brahma Sutras, we still need another commentary for that. So Sri Sudarshana Suri has written commentaries for Vedartha Sangraha as well as SriBhashya. for Vedartha Sangraha, Tatparya Deepika is a great support, without the help of which we cannot understand the inner meanings of Vedartha Sangraha in full. Similarly, for SriBhashya, he has blessed us with Sutta Prakashika, which is very useful to understand. And for the Smriti Prasthana Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, Sri Vedanta Deshika has blessed us with Tatparya Chandrika, which is also a detailed commentary on the Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. What is the need for all these things? Do we need to really study so many commentaries? If you ask a question, the Mula Granthas are very cryptic. There seems to be a lot of contradictions, apatataha. So it looks like that. So unless the commentaries are studied, you will not get a consistent meaning of all the the complete Mula Grantha. And further, the commentaries of other acharyas are also very useful, without which we cannot understand. Though SriBhashya is in great detail, Sutta Prakashika, without the help of that, we cannot understand SriBhashya fully. To give an example, in one place, rAmAnuja says, when he gives a definition of Brahma Shabda, Brahma Shabdena cha nirasta nikhila doshaha anavadhika atishaya asankheya kalyana gunaganaha param brahma purushottamaha abhidhiyate. This is so it means Brahma Shabda means Parama Purusha. The Sutta Prakashika Acharya shows us what Bhagavad rAmAnuja means by abhidhiyate, which is a very important word there. Every word has got two meanings. Bhagavad rAmAnuja here is telling abhidhavritti. There are two meanings, abhidhavritti and lakshanavritti. That is the primary sense and secondary sense for every word. So Bhagavad rAmAnuja is stating here, Brahma Shabda in the primary sense denotes Parama Purusha. But Brahma Shabda does not give by its Vyutpatti such a meaning. Brahma Shabda means, Brahma means something very big. You cannot make out whether it is Chetana or Achetana. You can make out it is very big. But how can Bhagavad rAmAnuja say it means in the primary sense Parama Purusha? So Sutta Prakashika Acharya throws light on that. How it is in the primary sense, meaning according to Bhagavad rAmAnuja, he quotes a mantra from Mundakopanishad. Tasmai sa Vidvan samupannaya samyak prashanta jittaya shamanvitaja yenaksharam purusham veda satyam provachatam tattvato brahma vidyam. He quotes this mantra of Mundakopanishad, which says that an acharya, when a shishya approaches him in a proper way, he has to teach him tattva jnana. He has to teach him. Provacha is prabruyat, it is a vidhi. Here the important thing to observe is yena aksharam purusham veda tam brahma vidyam provacha. Here yena purusham veda tam brahma vidyam. Brahma vidya is about Purusha, is very clearly told in the Mundakopanishad mantra. So Brahma Shabda in the primary sense means Purusha. Purusha is already well established in the Purusha Sukta, which is recited in all the four Vedas. So the greatness of Vedeshu Paurusham Suktam, it is told. The greatness of Purusha Sukta is it comes in all the Vedas. So Brahma in the primary sense, how it means Parama Purusha is shown by Sutta Prakashika Acharya. So if we don't read those that commentary, we will not get all the meanings of, it's very difficult to get all the meanings of SriBhashya. Similarly, for other prasthanas also it is the same thing. And for Gita Bhashya also, the Gita shlokas look deceptively simple. It looks as if they are very simple and we can straight away understand the meaning. But when we look at each and every shloka in the larger context of a consistent darshana, like Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, which is the Vaidika Siddhanta, it is very difficult to understand in that context the meaning of every word. And Bhagavad rAmAnuja has done a great service. He has done a great anugraha for all of us in the word of darshana, that he has established each and every word of Bhagavad Gita and consistently in line with all the Vedas and Upanishads and the Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta. That is shown to us in more detail in Tatparya Chandrika of Sri Vedanta Deshika. So when we start the Anusandhana of this Adhyayana of this particular Bhashya, we need to understand the Vailakshanya, the speciality of the Shastra, speciality of the Vaktru Vailakshanya, person who has told the Shastra, the Bhashya and the Bhashyakara, and all these, if we do Anusandhana, it helps us to get a complete faith, the Shraddha that is required to do the Adhyayana. And the greatness of Bhagavad rAmAnuja Bhashya is shown by Sri Vedanta Deshika in the Mangala Shloka of Tatparya Chandrika. Yati paribrudo Gita nama darshayadanjasa nigama parishanne diyamsam niramayamashayam janana padaviyata yadashramapaharam dhiyam janetu same devaha Shriman Dhananjaya Sarathihi. He is praying to Lord Dhananjaya Sarathi to give the jnana. What is the fruit of Adhyayana is jnana. And what is the jnana that one has to gain? He says, Janana padavi atayata shrama apaharam dhiyam. We keep treading in the path of samsara again and again, and we are subjected to great duress, great stress, and that shrama is completely stolen by the jnana, which is the tattva jnana, the brahma jnana. That is what is to be known is prameya. What is the pradhana prameya? Yad vishayena jnanena apavarjyemahi, yad vishayena ajnanena samsaremahi, tadihanaha prakarshena meyam prameyam. So Vedanta Deshika says in Nyaya Siddhanjana that prameya is that by which we get rid of the samsara. If we do not know that, we keep coming to the samsara again and again and again. So that is the prameya. And prameya can be known from pramana. Manadhina meya siddhihi, they say. So pramana is the Shruti pramana is the ultimate pramana. And even if Gitacharyan, Sri Krishna, who is the Paramapurusha, himself is telling the Shastra, it has to be established in line with the Vedas and Upanishads. Otherwise, people will not accept it as pramana. So, what is the contribution of Bhagavad rAmAnuja? He has blessed us with a grantha, with a bhashya. As Deshika says, Yad Gitanam adarshayat anjasa nigama parishan nediyamsam, which is very dear to the Nigama Parishat. Parishat means group. The entire assembly of Vedas, which is very dear to the meanings which are expounded in the Vedas and Upanishads. Those meanings are shown in the Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad rAmAnuja shows us very clearly how Bhagavad Gita is very dear to all the group of Vedas, the meanings that are expounded in the Vedas. And that too, Niramayam Ashayam. Niramayam means Abadhita, means there is no contradiction, there is no scope for any doubt or contradiction anywhere. So that is the significance of Bhagavad rAmAnuja Bhashya, is that he has given primary sense to all the Veda Vakyas. He says, if you do not accept a particular Veda Vakya as important or in the primary sense, that means you are not giving complete pramanya to the Vedas. If you do not give pramanya to one part, the entire validity of the Vedas might go away. So we have to treat everything as important, is what Bhagavad rAmAnuja says, and that is what is the speciality of Bhagavad rAmAnuja Bhashya, which is showing Niramayam Ashayam, which is there is no contradiction. So he puts in Vedartha Sangraha, he establishes this in great detail. After explaining all the concepts, he says, he puts a question himself, Evam sati bhedo va abhedo va bheda bhedo va Vedanta Vedyaha koyam arthas samarthito bhavati. He puts a question, What is the philosophy, Siddhanta you are proposing? Is it Veda? Is it Abheda? Is it Veda Veda? What is to be known from the Vedantas? Koyamartaha samarthiro bhavat. So he gives an answer, Sarvam Samarthitam, everything we are able to explain without any contradiction. He says how, very briefly, Sarva Sharirataya, Sarva Prakaram Brahmaiva Avasthitam Iti Abhedaha Samarthitaha. Only Brahma existed as the mode, it has everything as its mode, being its Sharira. So you can say that Abheda is our Tattva. Ekameva Brahma. नानाभूत चिदचिद वस्तु प्रकारम नानात्वेन अवस्थितम इति भेदा भेदा चिद्वस्तुनश्च अचिद्वस्तुनश्च ईश्वरस्य च स्वरूप स्वभाव वैलक्षण्यात् असंकराच्च भेदः समर्थितः. Though Brahman is existing as a single entity, having everything as its mode, the swarupa and swabhava of all the jivatmas, the chetanas, the achetana, which is the matter, and Ishvara are very clearly, they are different and distinct, and there is no mix-up, asankaracha, there is no mix-up in the swabhava or swarupa of all these three entities. So we are able to establish Veda also. So giving primary importance to all the different types of vakyas which comes in the Veda, there are Saguna vakyas, Niguna vakyas, Veda vakyas, Abheda vakyas, and Sharira Shariri Bhava telling vakyas. So there are many different types of vakyas in the Vedas. Bhagavad rAmAnuja has established that we give importance to all these and we are able to establish a consistent system as the Tatparya of the Vedantas or the Vedas. So that is a speciality of Bhagavad rAmAnuja Bhashya, and Bhagavad rAmAnuja is shining forth as the Nayakamani in the Mala of Acharyas in our Acharya Parampara. So at the outset, Bhagavad rAmAnuja does Mangalam to his Paramacharya. We start the Gita Bhashya with the Mangala Shloka. Yat padam bhoruhadhyana vidhvasta shesha kalmashaha vastutam upayatoham yamuneyam namamitam. This is the Mangala Shloka of Bhagavad Gita Bhashya. In the Mangala Shloka, it is normally the Vishishtacharya Sampradaya that every Grantha that Acharyas write has a Mangala Shloka, and we will see what are the benefits of this and why such a Mangala Shloka has been done by Bhagavad rAmAnuja. In the beginning he says, Yat padambhoruhadhyana, Yat padambhoruhadhyana. Yat means, Yat is a very generic term. Yaha, Yena, Saha, Yaha. All these things are very generic terms which are used in the Shrutis. Yato va imani bhutani jayante, Yena jatani jivanti, Yat prayanti, Yaha sarvajnaha, sarvavit. So like this, Yaha, Yat, Yena, all these are used in Upanishads to denote something which is already established. By which means, who else can it be? What else it can be? Which is already well known. And this is the same thing Sri Ramalvar also tells us in the very first Pashuram. Uyarvara Uyarnalam Udayavan Yavanavan. Yaha Saha. It is exactly like the Upanishads that Sri Ramalvar has made a usage. Yavanavan is who else can it be? Who has such a Ananda Guna, Ananda and other Ananta Gunas which are unparalleled and unsurpassed. Such a Guna, who else can have? Yavanavan is enough. You don't even have to tell the name. In the 21st Pashura only, Nammalvar tells the name of Narayana as the Paradevata. So this usage is very famous. So Yat Padambhoruha means Yat means already who is very prasiddha. And what is he known for? What is he famous for? Means says Acharya Guna Paushkalya, which we come to know from the Bhashya. Abundance of Acharya Gunas. Sri Yamunacharya had Acharya Gunas in abundance. So that is the prasiddhi that he had. So Bhagavad rAmAnuja is doing pranama to his Paramacharya. And it says, that it is important for us to do pranama to our Acharya, Paramacharya and the entire Acharya Parampare till the Prathamacharya, who is Srimad Narayana. Asau asau Bhagavattaha achar sacha acharya vamsho jnayaha jnayascha. This is told in Rahasya Brahmana. So till Prathamacharya Srimad Narayana, we have to offer our pranamams to entire Acharya Parampare, which is shown by Bhagavad Ramanuja in the Mangala Shloka. Amboruha shows it is very bhogya, it is most enjoyable, it is most joyful. So the dhyana, the meditation of the lotus feet of Sri Yamunacharya, Bhagavad Ramanuja is referring to that. The sambandha between Bhagavad Ramanuja and Yamunacharya is very vilakshana, where Yamunacharya's anugraha kataksha fell on Bhagavad Ramanuja without his knowledge in Kanchipuram. And when he went to Srirangam, Bhagavad Ramanuja's kataksha fell on the Divya Mangala vigraha of Yamunacharya without his knowledge. And he kept that Divya Mangala vigraha dhyana. He did nirantara dhyana of the lotus feet of Yamunacharya. And he says, what was the fruit of that? It was vidvasta shesha kalmashaha. And why should we do dhyana, meditation of our acharyas? There is a sutra in Patanjala Yoga Sutra, Vitaraga Vishayam Va Chittam. It says, to get our minds purified, we have to think of Vitaragas, who are our acharyas, who are Vitaragas. So they are to be meditated upon. And it is also told in Shrutis that our acharyas have to be meditated upon. And it is very important in Mundaka Upanishad. For example, there is a mantra which says that Yam yam lokam manasasam vibhati vishuddha sattva kamayate yamscha kaman tam tam lokam jayate tamscha kaman tasmad atmagnyam hyarchayet bhuti kamaha. Atmagnya is a Brahmavit, a Brahmagnani who is the Acharya. He has to be Archayet, Atmagnyam Archayet bhuti kamaha. Mundaka Upanishad mantra says. Why? Saveda etat paramam brahmadama. He knows the Brahma. Yatra vishwam nihitam bhati shubhram. Upasate purusham ye hyakamaha. Te shukrame tad ativartanti dhiraha. These two Mundaka Upanishad mantras say, Upasate purusham ye hyakamaha. You have to do upasana on the Acharya, is told in the Upanishads. And Sri Vedanta Deshika says, Madhura Kavi Alvars, Pandinun Chirutamba is like Upabrahmana to these Mundaka Upanishad mantras. It explains in detail the meaning of the Upanishadic mantras he implemented in practice and shown us that this has to be done. So, in line with all that, Bhagavad Ramanuja is telling that he did nirantara dhyana, meditation of the lotus feet of his Paramacharya, Srimad Yamuna Muni. And by that, vidvasta shesha kalmashaha. Ashesha kalmashaha, savasana, with the vasana, he got rid of all the defects or sins by doing the meditation. So even if all the sins were washed away in the very first anugraha kataksha, by doing nirantara dhyana, it got eliminated savasana, because vasana is very difficult to get rid of. Janma kotyantarita api nochchidyate vasana, it is told. Even if you give a gap of 1 crore janmas, it is difficult to get rid of vasana. So he says savasana nirmula. That is how the thing that we have to understand is that not that Bhagavad Ramanuja had any blemish. He is also Akhilahe Pratyanika like Bhagavan. But he is telling us that by doing the dhyana of our acharyas, our paramacharyas, and the entire acharya santati, we can get rid of all the blemishes, savasana. That is what we have to understand from this. Vastutam upayatoham. So he is also giving a hint on the Siddhanta here briefly, that in our Siddhanta there are two aspects to liberation, that Anishta Nivarana and Ishta Prapana. Anishta Nivritti also happens, Ishta Prapti also happens. It is not only Anishta Nivritti that is important. So here that is indicated, the Anishta Nivritti is Vidvasta Shesha Kalmashaha, is Anishta Nivritti. And what is the Ishta Prapti? Vastutam Upayataha. Vastutam Upayatoham is very important. Vastuta. What is Vastu? We understand from the Bhashya, Tatparya Chandrika, Vastu means one who has Brahmajnana. That is actually the primary meaning that we have to be taken here. Upanishad says, Yadi chediha vedit atha satyamasti, na chediha vedit mahati vinashti. Says, if you do not know Brahman in this Janma, it's great loss. There is a great loss for anyone who does not get Brahmajnana in this Janma. And those who get Brahmajnana, atha satyamasti, it is in line with their Sarupa, it is in accordance to their Sarupa. One has to get Brahmajnana, is what the Upanishad mantra says. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Asti Brahmeti chet Veda Santamenam tato viduriti Asanneva sabhavati asat Brahmeti Veda chet Asti Brahmeti chet Veda Santamenam tato viduriti. He says, if you do not know Brahman, if you do not meditate upon Brahman, then asanneva sabhavati, you will become asat, avastu. Asat brahmeti veda chet, sat brahmeti aveda chet. That is the anvaya that is to be taken there. Asat brahmeti veda chet. Brahma is not asat. Sat brahma iti aveda chet is the anvaya. Asti brahmeti chet veda santamenam tato viduriti. Santa is a vastu, one who is there. And this is also told in many places by Sri Nammalvar. He says, Porulallada vennai porulaki. Porulu means vastu. He says in one place, Karula pulkodi jakkarappadai vananada venkar muhil vanna porulallada vennai porulaki adimai kondai. O Narayana, you are having Garuda as your Vahana. Karula pulkodi Chakravarti, Chakra, Sudarshana Chakra as your Ayudha. Vananada, you are having Paramapada as your place. In Karmuhil Varna, O Krishna, who is having the hue of, the most wonderful hue of the dark clouds. Parulallada Vennai Parulakki Adimai Konda. You made me a Vastu when I was not a Vastu. If you see the Bhashya of Arayarapadi for this, Tvad-vishaya jnana rahitataya avastu bhutanana vennai Tvad-vishaya jnana vattaya vastuvai Tvad kainkarya ratiyumai irukkumpadi panni arulit. So it's very clearly told in the Bhashya that Purulu means Tvad-vishaya jnana rahitataya, Brahma jnana rahitya is avastu. One becomes avastu if he does not have the Brahma jnana. Ennai Tvad-vishaya jnana vattaya vastuvai. By gaining the jnana, Brahma jnana, you made me a vastu, and kainkarya ratiyumai, and that is the benefit. After getting rid of the samsara, we get the kainkarya, nitya kainkarya prapti. So it is very clearly told by Alvars and all the acharyas that avastu. What is the meaning of vastu? So Ramanuja is telling here, vastutam upayataha. He became a vastu. So that is also the phala of adhyayana is jnana. Like it is told in the Mangala shloka that janana padavi atayata shramapaharam dhiyam. That jnana we get by doing the adhyayana of all these pavitra granthas of our acharyas. So Bhagavad Ramanuja says he became a vastu, which means that those who do the adhyayana will become vastus, to be called, worthy of being called santas or vastu. That means they will get the Brahma jnana required. And vastutam upayatoham yamuneyam namamitam. I do pranama to Yamunacharya, who is our Paramacharya, and Trikaranaka pranama. That is by Manas, Kaya, Vacha, all the three. And this is also told by Alvar in many places. Ullam, Urai, Shayal. He says in many places. All the Trikarana are required. The pranama is done by all the three Karanas. And by Bhagavad Ramanuja has done this Mangala Shloka. Sri Deshika says there are for two reasons. One is Shishya Shikshanartham. The second one is Shrotrunam Phalasiddhyartham. These are the two reasons why Bhagavad Ramanuja has done this Mangala Shloka. Shishya Shikshanartham. So he has done it so that all the Shishyas will also do the same thing, that they know that doing pranama, Trikaranaka pranama to our Acharya and Paramacharya and Acharya Santati is very important. It will lead us to getting rid of this samsara and gaining the required Brahmajnana so that we get the Nitya Kainkarya Prapti. Nitya Kinkaro Bhavani, Bhagavad Ramanuja says. So it is very important to teach the Shishyas that what is that they have to do. Bhagavad Ramanuja is showing us this Mangala Shloka, Shishya Shikshanartham, that we also have to do this. And Shrotrunam Phalasiddhyartham. This shows the great compassion of Bhagavad Ramanuja towards his Shishyas and the Shishya Parampare. Bhagavad Ramanuja has done Mangala so that all the Shrotras get the required phala. That is, what is the phala? Brahmajnana. So Bhagavad Ramanuja has already done this Mangala so that all the people who do Adhyayana of this particular Grantha get the required fruits, the phala, which is the Brahmajnana and getting rid of the samsara and getting the Nitya Kainkarya Prapti. So he has already done Mangala for that. These are the two reasons why Bhagavad Ramanuja has done, as shown by the Bhashya. So what is that we need to do now is we have to have unshakable faith in what our Acharya has have told. So we have to have Shraddha. Achala Shraddha is very important for us to have, so that Bhagavad Ramanuja has already done and we are going to gain the fruit by doing the Adhyayana. But we have to do it with that Shraddha, because Shraddha is very important. As Sri Krishna himself says later, Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha shraddhavantaha anasuyantaha muchyante tepi dharmabhihi. For this shloka, Bhagavad Ramanuja writes in the Bhashya, Ayameva sakshad upanishad sarabhuto arthaha ityaha. That is Bhagavad Ramanuja Bhashya, which we are going to read later. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti. This is supposed to be Krishna Mata. Matamidam, me matamidam, nityam anutishtanti. Who do anusthana? If they do not have the capacity to do anusthana, if they have Shraddha also, it is enough. Shraddhavantaha, anasuyantaha. Then they will get to do the anusthana at a later stage, and paramparaya they will get the fruits. So Shraddha is very important. Without Shraddha, even if every Adhyayana has been done, in Vedas also it is told the importance of Shraddha, that is very important. So we need to pray to all our Acharyas, Acharya Parampare, to give us the Shraddha to continue and complete this Adhyayana of this sacred Grantha. In Veda, there is a incidence where two Shishyas, Nrumedha and Paruchepa, they do Vedadhyayana with the same Acharya. It comes in the second kanda of Taittiriya Samhita. Nrumedhascha Paruchepascha Brahmavadyamavadetam. They both studied, Nrumedha and Paruchepa, with the same Acharya, and they wanted to do a test after doing the Adhyayana, how well they have done. So it is told in olden times that when they do Vedadhyayana, the test is that they will be, Acharya will show some fire sticks and ask them to fire it without giving any sadhana, like a matchstick or anything. They have to recite the Samidheni mantra and light fire, bring fire on the fire stick. So light it with the Samidheni mantra. That shows how well they have done Adhyayana. So they want to do, he says, Asmin Darav Ardre Agnim Janayava Yatarauno Brahmiyaniti Nrumedha Abhyavadat. So Nrumedha says, let us test how well we have done Adhyayana by lighting this and in this firewood. So it says, and Nrumedha told the Samidheni mantra, Sadhumava Janayat, only smoke came. It did not light, the fire did not come. Whereas when Paruchepa did, Paruchepo Bhyavadat, so Agniva Janayat, then fire came. So Nrumeda asks Paruchepa, what is the difference? We have both studied with the same Acharya, but when you recited, we could get fire, but when I recited, only smoke came. It did not give the complete fruit. So what is the difference? He says, Tvam Agnimaji Janaha na aham iti samidheni namevaham. So he says, samidheni namevaham varnam vedetya bravit. Paruchepa says, I know the samidheni varna completely, very well. So what is this samidherinam varnam aham veda? What is the meaning of this? So they had studied, they knew the meaning, everything. Paruchepa had that achala shraddhe that when it is recited in a proper way, how it has to be done, it will definitely give the fruit. So that shraddha made the difference between the two is what we learn from this Veda mantra. So that shraddha is very important. Our acharyas have gracefully given us all the granthas for us to study, to do adhyana, and our duty is to do that with the shraddha that is required so that we get the required fruits. So with that brief introduction, I will start the Gita Bhashya. In the very beginning, RAmAnuja himself has shown us the Vailakshanya or the speciality of the Shastra, as well as the Acharya, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who has actually given us this particular Shastra. And why is that Smriti is also given as a Prasthanatraya? In the Prasthanatraya, Smritis are also very important because from the Smriti we get the Veda mantras can be understood in detail. So we have to, they are called Upabrahmanas. They do Vishadikarana of Vedarthas. So, Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Sam Upabrahmayet Vibhet Yalpashrutat Vedaha Mamayam Pratarishyati is told. So, Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Sam Upabrahmayet. We have to understand the detailed meanings of the Vedas with the help of Itihasas, Puranas, and all this which comes under Smriti. And if we do not do that, our understanding of the Vedas will not be complete, and we may be called Alpashrutas. And it says Vedas are scared of such persons that they will do Vanchane. Vibheti Alpashrutat Vedaha Mamayam Pratarishyati. So, Smritis are very important to understand the Vedarthas, and the Bhagavad Ramanuja, what he has done here is, he has shown us this particular Grantha, Shastra, Bhagavad Gita is completely in line with the Vedas and the Upanishads, the message or the Siddhanta that is propounded in the Vedas and the Upanishads. And that is what is, in the beginning he says in a Mahavakya, and Bhagavad Ramanuja's works are most famous for the wonderful flow of words which flows, his bhakti flows through these words. All his Bhagavad Ramanuja Vakyas in SriBhashya, Gita Bhashya, Radhyatraya, all these granthas are most joyful. And this particular Mahavakya in the very beginning, I shall read the Mahavakya today, and it is important to understand each and every word of this Mahavakya, and we shall go into little detail about all the words that are described here about the Shastra and the Shastracharya. I shall read the Mahavakya. Shriyapatihi Nikilaheya Pratyanika Kalyanekadanaha Svetara Samastavastu Vilakshana Ananta Jnana Anandaika Srupaha Svabhavika Anavadika Atishaya Jnana Baleshwarya Virya Shakti Teja Prabhrati Asankhyeya Kalyana Gunagana Mahodadhihi Swabhimata Nurupaika Rupa Achintya Divya Nitya Niravadya Niratishaya Ujvalya Saundarya Saugandhya Saukumarya Lavanya Yavanananta Gunanidhi Divya Rupaha Vochita Vividha Vichitra Ananta Ascharya Nitya Niravadya Parimita Divya Bhushanaha Vanurupa Sankhyeya Chintya Shakti Nitya Niravadya Achintya Shakti Nitya Niravadya निरतिशय कल्याण दिव्यायुधा स्वाभिमतानुरूप नित्य निरवध्य स्वरूप रूप गुण विभवैश्वर्य शीलादि अनवधिकातिशय असंख्येय कल्याण गुणगण श्रीवल्लभः स्वसंकल्पानुविधायि स्वरूप स्थिति प्रवृत्ति भेद अशेष शेषतैकरति रूप नित्य निरवध्य निरतिशय ज्ञान क्रियैश्वर्यादि अनंत गुणगण अपरिमित सूरिभिः अनवरताभिष्टुत चरणयुगलः वाङ्मनसा परिच्छेद्य स्वरूप स्वभावः कोचित विविध विचित्र अनंत भोग्य भोगोपकरण भोगस्थान समृद्ध अनंताश्चर्यानंत महाविभव अनंत परिमाण नित्य निरवध्याक्षर परम व्योम निलयः विविध विचित्रानंत भोग्य भोक्तृवर्ग परिपूर्ण निखिल जगदुदय विभवलय लीलः परम ब्रह्मा पुरुषोत्तमो नारायणः ब्रह्मादिस्थावरान्तमखिलं जगत् सृष्ट्वा स्वेन रूपेण अवस्थितः ब्रह्मादिदेव मनुष्याणां ध्यानाराधनाद्यगोचरः अपार कारुण्य सौशील्य वात्सल्य औदार्य महोदधी त्वमेव रूपं तत्तत् सजातीय संस्थानं स्वस्वभावमजः देव कुर्वन् तेषु तेषु लोकेषु अवतीर्यावतीर्य तैः आराधिता तत्तदिष्टानुरूपं धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाख्यं फलं प्रयच्छन् अवतारणापदेशेन स्मदादीनामपि समाश्रेणीयत्वया अवतीर्योर्व्यां सकलमनुज नयन विषयतां गतः परावर निखिल जनमनोनयनहारि दिव्यचेष्टितानि कुर्वन् नूतना शकट कमलार्जुनारिष्टप्रलम्बधेनुककालिय केशिककुवलया पीड चाडूरमुष्टिक कंसादीन् निहत्य अनवद्यतया सौहार्दानुराग गर्भावलोकनापामृतैः विश्वमाप्यायन् निरतिशय सौन्दर्य सौशील्यादि गुणगणाविष्कारेण क्रूरमालाकाराधीन परम भागवतान् कृत्वा पाण्डुतनय युद्धप्रे प्रोत्साहनं व्याजेन परम पुरुषार्थलक्षण मोक्ष साधनतया वेदान्तोदितं स्वविषयं ज्ञानकर्मानुगृहीतं भक्तियोगम् अवतारयामास. This is the Mahavakya of Bhagavad Ramanuja in the very beginning. It is most delightful to even read the Vakya itself, and it has got lots of inner meanings which we can understand only by studying the Bhashya. Bhagavad Ramanuja has followed the entire Gita Bhashya, the structure, the meanings and everything based on Vedartha Sangraha of Srimad Yamuna Muni. Srimad Yamuna Muni wrote the Gitartha Sangraha, which has got 32 shlokas giving the details and the summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is having 18 chapters and it is divided into 3 shatkas. That is the unit of 6 adhyayas. First 6 are called Pratama Shatka, second 6 are called Dvitiya Shatka, and the third 6 chapters are called Tritiya Shatka. There are 3 shatkas in this Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Yamuna Muni gives the summary of each shatka in one shloka, and then the summary of each adhyaya in one shloka, and he has been able to wonderfully compress the entire meaning of the adhyaya in one shloka, and Bhagavad Ramanuja has very faithfully followed the meanings as given by Srimad Yamuna Muni in the Gitartha Sangraha. In the very beginning, in the Gitartha Sangraha, Bhagavad Yamuna Muni says, Swadharma Jnana Vairagya Sadhya Bhaktyeka Gojaraha Narayanaha Param Brahma Gita Shastre Samiditaha. What is the topic of this Gita Shastra is Narayana, Param Brahma. That is also in the same way told by Bhagavad Ramanuja, Param Brahma, Purushottamo Narayana in the Mahavakya. That is the ultimate, that is what we have to understand. The gist of the entire Shastra is Narayana, Param Brahma. This particular word, Narayana, in Prathama Vibhakti, has a special significance. In Narayananuvaka, we study that in the Narayanava Sahasra Shirsham Devam Vishvasham Vishwajambhuvam, in that particular part, Narayana Param Brahma Tattvam Narayana Para, Narayana Paro Jyotiratma Narayana Para. So all these mantras say Narayana is Paranjyoti, Parabrahma, Paramatma, all these things are told. But there the usage of the in the Mahanarayana Upanishad is Narayana Param Brahma. Whereas Tattvam Narayana, in one place it uses in Prathama Vibhakti, in one place it will look as if Narayana Param means, is there anything which is above Narayana? So there are other Bhashyakaras who have interpreted it in that way to make it very clear that that is also Prathama Vibhakti Narayana. That is very clearly told by Bhagavad Yamuna Muni that Narayana Param Brahma. This is actually, we are known also from the Bhashya of Gitartha Sangraha, which is Gitartha Sangraha Raksha by Vedanta Deshika. So there, the same thing has been depicted or told by Bhagavad Ramanuja in the Mahavakya, and we shall take up a detailed study of this Mahavakya and from the next class onwards, because when we start, each and every word has got a lot of significance and a lot of meaning, and I think we are just coming to the end of the session, and I think it is a logical place for us to stop here, because that is then we can have some time for question and answers, so that we will go into more detail of this Mahavakya from the second class onwards. So with that, friends, I would like to conclude today's session. And Sampath Kumaran, is it the right time to stop?
Yeah, I think so.
So I leave the class for a brief 10 or 15 minutes question and answer session, and if it can be answered briefly and immediately, I shall attempt it. If not, I shall get back to you over the week or in the next class. So I request you to kindly cooperate in that matter. Thank you very much.
So if anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself and ask. I've muted because it needs feedback. Whoever wants to ask can unmute.
Adiya, namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Gita Bhashya ஃபாலோ பண்றதுக்கு எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. ஃபாலோ பண்றதுக்கு எனக்கு இந்த கிரந்தத்துல இந்த புக்கோட இது கிடைச்சாக்க சௌகரியமா இருக்கும். எங்க வாங்கிக்கலாம் நான்?
Gita Bhashyam text it has been shared in the folder, and the whole complete text of Gita Bhashyam is available as a soft copy, and I think Kumaran should be able to, or Srimati Sheila should be able to guide you.
Yeah, we have sent a link.
I would request them to. Yeah, please.
Yeah, we have sent a link along with the email. I will again send it to you in case you have not received. And also the book is available in one of the books, one of the editions are available in Amazon.com. rAmAnuja Gita Bhashya by
yeah, there are two books which can be referred. If you want to refer the English version, Sri Adidevananda has translated the complete Gita Bhashya into English, which is available in Ramakrishna Ashrama and everywhere, and you can purchase that. It has got Moola as well as English translation. People who are familiar with Kannada can purchase the Gita Bhashya of my father, Dr. Anantha Rangacharya, who has written the complete translation with Moola, Bhashya, translation of the Bhashya, and specific points and notes from the Tatparya Chandrika, also to give little more details. So these two books are very useful for
And delighted, is it available? Is the translation available as Tamil? And listeners would like to know about this.
Tamil, I am not sure whether there is any edition from Uttamur Swamy Trust, or we may have to search it. I shall check and then get back to you.
I'll do that definitely. Again, this is available in Ramakrishna Madam.
The English version is available in Ramakrishna Madam everywhere. It should be available.
Also on.
According to Vishishtadvaita thing, because I have a lot of Gita.
Yes, it is a translation of Gita Bhashya, and Gita Bhashya is Vishishtadvaita. So there is no doubt about it.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a faithful translation of Gita Bhashya, I would say. Yeah.
I will do that. I'll thank you.
If anyone has any questions, they can also email us, and we'll take it up in the next class, after the next class.
I probably will be able to do that. And let us know when the second class is going to start.
If you have any comments on the speed of rendering or the clarity or any more details are required anywhere, please do let me know.
Yes, sir. Myself in computer is not clear.
Okay.
Not clear. I am in front of my system.
You may have to
Not clear.
look at your computer.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I am in front of my system. And audio and the video is not clear. But I am observing that class through my Samsung mobile.
It's clear. I think there's a problem at your end. We'll have to see what the problem is. I think others didn't have any problem.
I can wait, madam.
Nobody has any questions. I think you can finish with Mangala.
So if nobody has any questions, shall we conclude the session?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Sudevasutam devam kamsajano namaram devaki pramanam nambande brahmane namaha
rAmAnuja.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Dhanyas.